Good day, learners. This is Ellen Nommer Vermeulen. We are doing Mathematical Literacy Grade 11, and today we will be working on perimeter and area. Now, did you know, if you wanted to know how much wire is needed to fence a garden, you would have to determine the total perimeter of that garden. Or even, if you wanted to know how many tiles needed to tile a floor, you will need to know how to calculate the area. And that is why today's lesson is so important. Let's look at your lesson objectives. At the end of this lesson, you should be able to, number 1, define perimeter and circumference. Number 2, use the given formula to calculate perimeter and circumference of the 2D shapes. Now, here it is very important for me to tell you that the formula will always be given. So you don't need to know them off by heart, you can just use them as they are given. Our journey that we're going to take on today, first we are going to look at a square with the perimeter and area. After that we will go to the rectangle, then the triangle, and then we'll look at the circle. Even though we use the rectangle and the circle more in mathematical literacy, you still need to know the triangle as well. What should you know by now? Number 1, how to estimate length, and then the different units used to measure perimeter and area, and also your conversions. If we look at this floor plan of a house, let's try and estimate some of the furniture's length and width. Now, let's start with the couch there. Now, we know that each seat is more or less 600 millimeters, so that you can sit comfortably. Sorry for that. So what will its length be? It's going to be 6, 12, and then after 12 is 18 and 24. So that is going to be 240 centimeters or 2,5 meters. And then if we look at the width, there you can see there's only 2 seats and a bit. So I would say more or less 150 centimeters. So for the couch, we have the length as 2,4 meters and the width then as 1,5 meters. And that is how you estimate. If we look at one last one, the table there, we know that a plate is more or less 30 centimeters. And looking at the diameter, you can see there's 2 plates. So that gives you 60 plus 2 in the middle, and that will give you a diameter of 120 centimeters as well. Let's look at the new words and language that we are going to use in this lesson. Number 1, area, the amount of 2-dimensional space occupied by a 2D shape. Example, the floor that needs to be tiled has an area of 36 square meters. The width, how wide something is. For example, the bedroom is 4 meters wide. Next up, circumference, the distance around a circle or the perimeter of a circle. So remember, we use perimeter for all the other shapes and then circumference for the circle. Next up, length, the measurement between 2 points in a straight line, like the length of the room. Example, the room is 6 meters long. Perimeter, the total distance around the boundary of a shape. Example, I need 20 meters of wire to fence a field. And then the word radius, the distance from the center of a circle to any point on the circumference of that circle. So it's only from the center to the circumference. Example, the radius of the circle is 4 centimeters. And that takes us to an ad break. See you soon.